Boxing overhypes the mediocre and disrespects the talented. I'm going to say it again. Boxing overhypes the mediocre, okay, and disrespects the talented. That is the best way to describe this sport at this age in time, without a doubt. Last night, we witnessed and undoubtedly seen one of the major biggest flaws in boxing is the commentary was downright illegal, made no natural sense whatsoever, but it's not shocking. And now you see why I throw my middle finger up to this sport. Don't take it seriously at all, because this game is a game of theatrics. Why somebody like Terence Crawford has a hard time getting his credit in this era, to me, is no mystery, because I understand the politics of boxing and how things work. Okay. Number one, you have to understand that Terence Crawford, the reason why everything is such a problem with Terence Crawford is doing, you must have to first understand that these guys do not favor undisputed. Okay. But I'm going to pack that up for a minute. Terence Crawford is setting a standard in which no one can follow, or either it's hard to follow, or either the roster of boxers that they have under their umbrella today cannot do. What do I mean? These guys have to be match-made. You know what I'm saying? Match-made. Gervonta Davis is match-made. Okay? That's where somebody comes in, they pick your opponent based off your good attributes. Is going to make you look good, and it's a style that you can win over. Okay, Errol Spence, match made. Okay, these guys got to get match made. Okay, Terence Crawford just need matches. Okay, he doesn't have to be match made. He doesn't have to. Nobody has to go in and look at an opponent and say, you know what, Crawford, this guy favors your style, blase splee. So we gonna go ahead and put him up against that, because fighting this kind of fight is going to make him look good. Matchmaking is making people seem better than what they really are, if you ask me at the end of the day. Matchmaking is also something else. It's putting the right two people together that's going to bubble. You know what I'm saying? It's going to spark interest. So it's more elements than that. But on a basic boxing level, matchmaking is making somebody else look good based off their style of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And keeping them away of somebody who can expose their flaws. That's the problem in boxing. You can't be too legit, okay? Because all these other fighters and everything else, this is artificially made. The Jake Paul boxing era, okay? So somebody like Terence Crawford, especially somebody's not being controlled, and especially somebody taking control of their career, for nobody to not be tied in with Terence Crawford directly is a straight problem. You got to look at it. He got hated on by his own promotional company and Top Rank. PBC did a hit job on him. You know what I'm saying? Every time I look up, Eddie Hearn is twisting up his face about Terence Crawford. He obviously doesn't like him. He goes on and fights on DAZN, and you got the most corrupt commentary over there. So what boxing promotional company is not hating on Terence Crawford at this point? Why? Because he's the real deal. There's nothing fake. They don't have to spoof nothing up. Everybody else has to be propped up, and you know what I'm saying? They got to do all these theatrics for you to make them seem like A, B, and C. He's one of the only fighters walking through boxing without training wheels, without a mouth guard. You know what I'm saying? He can go straight to these people. He don't have to duck. He don't have to jive. He don't have to do none of that. Not only that, you also have to look at this. One of the things you got to understand about boxing, the politics of boxing. The politics come first, okay? Terence Crawford, as dominant as he is, okay? Terence Crawford was in there with an Eastern European, okay? And you should know how that story goes. So it's no shock that they had him winning, or they had him ahead at some point in the fight. At no point in the fight did Terence Crawford lose control of that fight. He dominated. It was a beautiful performance. And even before then, they was going at him. Oh, the tickets ain't selling and all this other stuff. It's always going to be something, but quiet is kept. One of the credits that don't nobody get to Terence Bud Crawford is Terence Bud Crawford has opened up more eyes to boxing now than what was previously on it. See, before then, as far as the casual public, they faded in and out depending on certain matches. You know what I'm saying? Just like they was fading out on the Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury fight. You know what I'm saying? They fading in and out. This is the first time they've been locked in, and they've been locked in since Terence Crawford performance against Errol Spence. Till then, look at all the platforms who usually don't speak about boxing, who usually don't talk about boxing, who usually never interview boxers. Look at all the people that's doing it now. That's exactly because of Terence Bud Crawford. People don't want to admit this, or maybe some people haven't noticed this, but people have been locked into the sport. They haven't faded back out. They've been locked into the sport and been following what's been going on since Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. And if you look at all the stars that was there, who are they there for? Terence Crawford. And that's how they're going to treat him on the commentary. This is going to be throughout the rest of his career. Like I said, his career and Marvin Hagler is eerily similar. Very similar. But nonetheless, that's how I got to go when you actually legit. I mean, look at it like this. All those years, we knew Terence Bud Crawford was pound for pound number one, right? Even when they were saying Canelo and all that stuff. But even before Canelo, who was pound for pound number one? I'll bring this up forever. Who was pound for pound? Who was considered pound for pound number one for 4 years straight? Who? Vasily Lomachenko. Okay? And they put him over a person who's been achieved what he's been trying to achieve the entire time. Okay? What's the thing to note? Eastern European. Yeah. So, do you really need to question the commentary now? Do you understand the politics of it now? Okay? With that type of dynamic, with those two fighters, you know what I'm saying? With that color dynamic, it always has to be like that in boxing. They're always going to do that. So it's no shocker. It's just that with Terence Bud Crawford, this dude is in everybody's crosshairs of hate. And it's just amazing for him being so good and so dominant. Clearly a Hall of Famer. Clearly one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter of this generation. Clearly. But yet, we get this stuff. And, this is what's wrong with boxing at the end of the day. This is what turns me off. This is why I barely raise an eyebrow to even watching the sport now. I mean, I'm always somewhat locked in, but, I'm bored, to be honest with you. I'm bored, and I'm not bored so much that we're not getting what we want. I'm bored because why watch a sport that can never truly be fair? It will never truly be fair. So how is it a sport of competition? This is a sport of popularity and politics, man. When really at the end of the day, the fight and the fighter should determine who's the best and who should get praised and but it's not based off that. It's based off this person over here. It's based off how famous this person over here is. It's based off what this person's skin pigment is, what this person is doing. I mean, with all this and Ryan Garcia and all this, are you surprised at any of this crap? I'm just wondering when it's going to get to a point where people going to stop accepting this shit. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.